Good morning. It's the first Sunday parade of 2021. Happy New Year to everybody. I will apologise in advance for those who are struggling to get on today. I had a bit of a few technical issues last week, hence why we didn't do it. And I just changed the time of the broadcast, but that seems to have mucked things up on Facebook. So I don't know how many guys and girls will be with us today, but hopefully you'll be there. So it's the 10th of January. How was your Christmas? I'm sure you're all exhausted from your efforts over the lockdown period. So, yeah, it's been a bit of a nightmare, isn't it? Anyway, so right now we've got 4 people watching, and we have just Johnny Burton in the comments saying good morning to you. Good morning, Johnny. Hope you're well. So that's it. That's all we've got in the chat at the moment. Hopefully we'll have some more people. The plan for today is to head over to the mess in a minute or two, just to give you a quick up-to-date view of what's going on in the mess and what to expect. I'm going to go, as you can see just here, I have Corvette on the side. It's not all I've been doing. I'm actually a bit stalled with the Corvette at the moment, but we're going to concentrate on the base in a little bit. So we'll do a bit of C work, which will be fun. But I've also been working on a Bandai kit to do with the Apocalypse Now build. So why don't we head over to our Facebook page. There we go. This is our Facebook page, as you know, and we are going to concentrate on our group builds and Stigs, which is right here. So we click on that file, and this is what opportunities there are for 2021. So this is the calendar. 4 main group builds this year. Got the Gulf War, which started on the 2nd of January, runs up until the 28th of March. We've got Space Flight, which will be starting from the 3rd of April. We've got Desert Warfare. Now that's open to anything sci-fi or modern or period or anything. So it's quite open. That's from the 3rd of July until the 25th of September. And then our last group build of the year will be Pearl Harbor, which will be the 1st of October to the 5th of December. We also have a special interest, which is Steampunk or Apocalypse. So this is open to pretty much anything or however you want to play it, really. It's a year-long build. It doesn't have to be a diorama, but it could just be whatever you want it to make. So really quite open in that. And of course, we've got our 48-hour birthday build, which will be on the 19th of March for 48 hours, which I hope you can come and join us with. It is any kit that is 48 hours. It's any kit that's 1/48th scale. Yeah, I've not really nailed it down to anything more than that this year, so quite easy. And of course, just a little bit within the file there to tell you about the best build Tuesdays, where you pop up your best build of the month. It's put into a draw. The admins make a choice, and the Facebook page banner is made up of those pictures. They're also then put into a file and put towards the Model of the Year competition. Now, this year, unlike last year, we did mainly just the people that have done Best Build Tuesday. We're going to do the same, obviously, same prize, a little trophy, but it's going to be a little bit different. Everyone can enter any models as they like. I would encourage everybody to enter their builds, obviously, to make it as hard as possible for the admins more than anything else. Make sure you read all the topic rules, guidance, etc., for the added twists, etc. With the Model of the Year, the only proviso there is with that is that I do want you to create an album in the mess of your build from start to finish. So with that, an unstarted kit, like all the other group builds, etc., the unstarted kit next to an iPad or something to show the date, just to show that you have made it this year, would be helpful. And then obviously just take some pictures throughout the build, show us your progress. And then at the end, you can whack it into the Model of the Year. If you want to subtitle your album with a Model of the Year entry, that would be helpful, because that would make it easy for us. But yeah, that's where we're going to go with that. So it's going to be open to everybody. I want everyone to have a good swing of the bat, so to speak, with that. So yeah, so there we go. That's where we're heading. So obviously with let's get on the right screen. So obviously, like I just said, we got the Steampunk and Apocalypse build. That started on the 3rd of January, runs all the way through to the 27th of November. And it literally is anything air, sea, land, or whatever lends itself to the style of Steampunk or Apocalypse. You can put it in a diorama, or it can be a figure, or it can be an item. It's up to you. And then, as I said, our first group build, the Gulf War 30th anniversary, which is just coming up, actually. Can't believe it's 30 years. And that can be anything air, land, or sea, again, that was used during that conflict. Now you can use any aftermarket you like. You can scratch build anything you like. You can stick it in a diorama. It can be just the tank or piece or whatever. That's up to you. So there you go. So a lot going on, and things have already started, obviously. We've got a few more people watching now. 8 people watching. Thank you for joining us. Sorry I've made it difficult for you this morning. We have got Dave saying good morning all. Happy New Year indeed. We've got Gary Morris saying good morning, James. Sorry I'm late. No, that's fine. Don't worry. There's no problems this week at all with that. And we've got Quano Man saying, hi, I'm not awake yet. I need coffee to become human. Yeah, I know that feeling. I'm on about the 4th cup and I'm still struggling. So yeah, it's fine. No worries. Right. So yeah, we're up to date with the chat. What I'm going to do is we're going to head over to the bench and I can show you what I've been up to. There we go. So for my Apocalypse build, which I happen to be doing for not only the Model Officers mess, but also for the Models for Heroes mess. I've got the same build going on for a couple of months, so we've gone with this. This is a Bandai Gundam kit of sorts. It's not the full Gundam, it's just literally the head. But as you can see, this is where I've got to with it. We've got all the internals painted up, etc. Let me zoom in a little bit on that, make it a little bit easier. So push that to one side. There we go. So yeah, as you can see, I've got a bit mad. Lots of different colors. I'm really enjoying making this. Actually, it's a typical Bandai kit. It all sticks together, etc. Very nice. But yeah, I wasn't sure I was going to enjoy it, but I have so far. So yeah, there we go. We've done all the internals. We've got all our bits and pieces. This is now being matte coated after panel lined and all that sort of stuff. I've gone quite heavy with the panel liner because I want to make it sort of cartoony-ish, I guess, for want of a better phrase. But yes, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with it yet. It is either going to be in a factory being made, or it's going to be battle damaged, because this is obviously the internals, and then we have our external armor here that I am all primed up, ready to go. But I'm trying to figure out quite what I'm going to do. So I haven't done anything more than that. Obviously, this bit goes on the back here, so it goes round. Not quite in that position, but you can see roughly what I mean. So yeah, so that's I've been doing that. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. Oh, he says he's thoroughly enjoying it so far. But yeah, we'll see how it progresses. That's that. As I said, put that behind me and make sure I drop it, because that's always good to drop it. As I said, also we've got obviously our let me come out a little bit. Got our Flower Class Corvette in 1/42nd. 1/42nd? No, 1/44th. And I've just noticed I've got a bit of breakage going on here. Oh no. Right, okay, well, I can fix that. It's no big deal. So yeah, so we're all done, and at the point now with this that all I need to do is get the decals on the hull sorted, and then we can give that its final little coat and start on the weathering on the side of the boat, etc. Because I haven't done any of that yet until the decals are on. It's actually the recognition number of the boat is different to what's in the kit, and I'm fapping about with it basically. So yeah, so you can see that's all done, and we're just going to move that out of the way because we don't want any more breakage. Oh well, excuse me while I do that. So yeah, so that's the boat itself, Flower Class Corvette, done in the picture, or done in the colours, shall I say, of HMS Burdock, which were one of 2 boats that had those particular colour schemes. So yeah, so this is the base. It's a bit of styrofoam. As you can see, it's been cut out. all I've done is I've literally given it a primer of black and then a little bit of grey on our sea where the waves are, etc. So a bit of definition. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to start painting this with some oil paints and get some colour on the base, which we'll do that in a second. I just want to double check that I've got everybody in the chat. So we've got Mark Ewins join us saying morning everyone, and James, yeah, good morning. We got Steve from Totally Scale Models, good morning. And Mark just saying he definitely needs some coffee too. Yeah, I know, I so know the feeling. Unfortunately my coffee maker I think has sloped off somewhere, so yeah, good luck with that, James. You're not getting any more coffee for now. Okay, so let's crack on. I'm hoping the camera is going to work fairly well. I've raised it a little bit and had a little bit of fiddle around, so we should be able to do things a little bit easier. But obviously this is quite a big base to fap about with as well. So all I'm going to do, as I said, I'm going to use some Artisan. These are water mixable oil paints from Winsor & Newton. And we're going to just paint this base quickly while you're all there. Anyway, so what have you guys been up to in the last few weeks? Have you managed to get any bits done? What's on your bench? Are you doing some modeling today? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. Or are we just going to concentrate on coffee mainly for the start of Sunday? So my plan for this year is that I want to get a little bit more a little bit more video content out. So hopefully, if all goes well, we're going to do a few more reviews, a few more builds, and I think the idea at the moment in my mind is that I'm going to try my best to create some content that goes up, and then on the Sunday parades, I'll be honest, I've been flagging a little bit with the Sunday parades because it's taken quite a lot out of me. So what I think I might do is I might make it a little bit less formal and just try my best to every Sunday just have a chat, do a bit of model making, maybe get some friends in, come and sit with me, keep me company. But we'll see how that goes. Excuse me a minute, as usual, not prepared, not got the right brushes out on the side. So yeah, let me know what your plans are for today. Is it going to be a nice easy day? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Sounds like a song. I don't sing, James. It's not good. Okay, so on here, I've just got a little bit of, can't really see that, can you? There we go. On here, I've just got a couple of bits of colours. It's sort of a dark blue, a bit of lighter blue, a little bit of green, and obviously a little bit of white. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to, with a bit of patience, literally just going to dab a little bit of paint on here, and we're just going to start getting a little bit of paint on. Now it's going to take quite a while. I'm literally just dabbing the paint on to get it in. What you got to remember we did do a little bit of medium, structural medium on here already. That's what's given us our little wave textures, etc. So we're going to add a little bit of colour in now on top of our medium. Now this has got a lot of work to be done on here still, because we are going to get our base coat on here, and then we're going to come back at it with a bit more of the structural gel and build it up with a bit of colour, etc. The reason I've done it this way is because obviously the boat, the ship itself, is not in place. So what I wanted to do was to just get a basic idea of how I wanted things to be. Slot the boat in, and then when we pop the boat in, we will use some more of our structural gel to fill in the gaps, basically, between the boat and the sea. And then we'll come at it again with a little bit more paint, etc., etc. So yeah, it's gonna take a little bit of a while, this. All I'm doing right now is I'm putting a bit of dark blue in the dark areas, clearly. And then what I'm going to do is we'll just add a bit more as you can possibly see just off camera there. I'm adding a little bit of the other colors together. Because we want to make a little bit of color differentiation in here. A bit of blue, a bit of green, a bit of white. It's going to look quite stark in its appearance to start with, but we can blend that all in time. Because we're literally just going to come in with the dark in the lower areas and the lighter colors in the higher areas. Hope you can see that taking shape. Getting there slowly. Definitely getting there slowly. And like I say, all I'm doing is just dabbing it on. I'm not brushing it. I'm literally just dabbing it on. Make sure we get into all the little creases, nooks and crannies, as they say. Like I say, you can remember you can blend in different colors at a later stage. You're just getting the base color in. And the sea, of course, is made of lots of different colors, so it will look a bit strange at times, but it will all come together eventually. I'll have a look at the chat in just 2 seconds. Let me do this a little bit more. And then we'll come back and see what you guys have been up to, what you've got planned, etc., etc. Come back in with a little bit darker in this edge. Right, so there you go. There you can see how it's starting to build up. We've got our darker sections here, and our lighter sections are made up of a bit of green, a bit of light blue, and a bit of white. And we'll continue with that. Gonna come around the front here with a bit of, oh, that's white so white. I took the whole white with me, silly Billy. There you go. So that's where we're heading. Okay, while I'm loading up the palette there with a little bit more, we can have a quick look at the chat and see what everybody is up to. Gary Morris is just saying they're currently working on his Academy's 172nd PBY 5A Black Cats. Nice. Malcolm saying good morning all. Morning, Malcolm. Hope you're well. Hope you're recovering from your show this morning. Mark Ewan, better weather in Edinburgh this morning, so time to clear my workspace in the garage later on, but unfortunately back to work tomorrow. Oh, well, once you get on top of it, it's fine. Gary Hicks is in there saying good morning, hi all, and all that. Kind of man just wondering if anyone else feels like having the urge to say, you missed a bit. I've missed quite a lot. But yeah. Yes, unfortunately, I'm off at the moment, back in shielding, and I'm a little bit, I'm not concerned, I wouldn't say concerned, but I'm a little bit thinking that I'm going to be back in this situation for some time, unfortunately. But you know, it's a good thing because I'm obviously looking after my health, but I'm missing my work colleagues. Don't tell them that, it's our secret. But yeah, so there you go. Right, let's get back to what I was doing here. Now, obviously, what I've been doing is I'm going to leave the highlighting for a second. I'll come back to the darker side of things. I'm going back to the dark side. So I want to get our dark paint on here a bit more. Bring it down. Now, to do this, you need quite a stiff brush. Just dabbing on the oil paint. I'm getting these bits here. We're literally just gonna carry on just bringing this dark areas with some paint. Now you can't go wrong when you're doing this, if I'm honest, because if you do feel you've gone wrong, you feel like it's not going quite how you want, you just stick a different colour on, dab away. No big deal. So don't put yourself under any pressure if you go down this road, or rabbit hole, whichever way you want to look at it. So I'm literally, all I'm doing is just dabbing on a bit of dark here. Now, the reason, I forgot to say this, the reason that I put some structured gel on it already is because I want to be able to, at the last stage, very gently with a little bit of white or grey or that sort of colour, just lightly go over the bows of the waves to highlight them when we get there. So yes, I could spray it, and you can use an airbrush to create the same feelings or same effect. I'm just choosing to use oils. So there's a couple of comments. Let's go there. Totally Scale Models is saying, starting to drill out the drain holes of my 172nd U-boat. I've built its stand to sit on. Yeah, it's going to take a while, Steve, that is, but it's well worth the effort, if I'm honest. So good luck with that. Mark Ewan say, can I ask why oils instead of using airbrush with paints to give the effect, drying time, etc. Well, yes, you're right, but see, I'm fortunate in the fact that right now this isn't going to go anywhere very fast, because once I've done this, it's going to sit for a while because I'm waiting on getting the decaling done on the Corvette. So I've got the waiting time. Yes, if you do it by brushing, airbrushing, it's obviously a quicker technique. But I just fancy using the oils, Mark. This is the honest answer. Malcolm just saying there, you have us, James. You don't need anyone else. No, absolutely. No. So 14 people watching. Thank you for being with me this morning. I'm sorry if you found it a bit difficult to find what's going on today, because as I say, I did muck things up a little bit, unfortunately, because last week I had some technical issues and other bits and pieces going on, and yeah, and they created its own issues. So I just retimed the scheduled post, and unfortunately I've made a mistake with it and redid it again, which has just caused confusion. Even StreamYard was saying, I don't understand what it is you're trying to do. So yeah, sorry about that. Now I've got a little bit too much green going on in here, but it's all right. We'll come back on that in a second. It's all going a bit tits. Bless you. Do it live, he said. Yeah, it'll be fine, he said. Yeah, right. So this is a good example where you make a mistake, because I've gone far too green and my brush is starting to give me jip as well. And what we want to do is we actually want to make it a little bit lighter. So we load up the paint with that lighter blue that we were using, and we'll add some of our lighter blue on top of what we'd already done. And hopefully we'll get away with it. Probably not, but we hopefully will. Yeah, if you're going to go down the road of using your airbrush instead of oil paints, which isn't a bad idea, just remember to go nice and easy on a low pressure. And see how it comes together. Now, the other reason I wanted to use oils is because, as you can see probably here, you've got lumps, quite lumpy bits of paint of a certain colour, and that's the effect actually that I'm sort of trying to get. Is because sometimes as the sea is churned up, oh come on, as the sea is churned up, that picks out the colours of what the water's made of quite a lot, of what I think anyway. And I don't think with the airbrush, if I'm honest, I can get the lumpy bits, for want of a better phrase, to be quite right. So hopefully you can see what I'm doing. So you can see I've gone into this area here with a much more of a greeny sort of look, and then come back on top of it with a light blue and a little bit of white, because I want to break it up, make it look like it's been churned up. So hopefully that's coming across okay. And the other thing as well, going back to Mark's point, why oils? Why, the drying time is a bit of a nightmare. Yes, you're right, but also it will make me walk away from it. It will make me what's the word I'm looking for? It will make me reflect a lot more because I'm waiting for it to dry. It will make me adjust things and so yeah, that's the aim anyway. So there you go, that's the oil work, getting there slowly, surely. Josie says hi, Malcolm's daughter. Hi Josie, nice to see you speaking in here. Thanks for being with me. Mark Ewan says, you've missed a hole, Steve. And this is no problem. And obviously about why I've chosen to do oil paints. Yeah, I think it's I just think it'd be easier, if I'm honest. I might be going mad. There'll be a selection of both, I think. Steve's obviously laughing at Mark. And then Mark is saying to Steve, I'm sure you'll make a cracking job of the U-boat like your shuttle. Can you make it the same U-boat as Das Boat? Oh, I don't know. I think it's the wrong mark from what I remember. Not sure. But anyway, there's 15 of you watching. 11:30 already. Can you believe that? So yeah, thank you for all being with me. Make sure you say hello. Tell me what you're up to today. While I am just putting my base colours onto my diorama here. Get a little bit more of the dark on the palette. Also, the drying time, actually, Mark, going back to Mark's question about oils, etc. The drying time of these are a little bit different, Mark, as well, because they are water soluble. The drying time is a little bit different. So that's another bonus to using the ones that what I've particularly chosen. But I'll be honest, it's the first time I've used them in anger on a diorama base like I'm doing. So there we go. So have you got any plans for this year? Anything you really want to tackle? Maybe you've got a project you've got in mind. What goals have you set yourself this year? I wouldn't say New Year's resolutions because, I'm not a great believer in them. They're generally just something in which people, what I would do is I would say, I'm going to do this year and I just won't do it. It's almost like because I've mentioned it, it isn't going to happen now. So not New Year's resolutions, but maybe you set yourself some targets for this year. What targets have you set yourself? Is it to complete more models? Is it to take part in builds? What you got? Let us know in the chat. Myself, like I said, all I've really got targeted this year is I want to get some more videos done. The setup isn't working quite how I want it to. A little bit like this brush at the moment. So I've got a few things I want to change and swap around and try. So yeah, I want to do a little bit better with the live things that we've been doing, because I'm not sure. I don't feel they've been going very well. I'm sure you may disagree, but yeah, they're not doing what I want them to do. So we'll have to work on that. Build wise, I have got a couple of ideas in the pipeline. I got very fortunate this year. I got a couple of model kits that I wanted. Don't go mad. One is the 138th HK Lancaster cockpit or nose section, and I've got a pretty funky idea of what I want to do with that. But whether that'll come off or not, don't know. We'll see. Hopefully it will. But I've got a lot of work to do with that. Maybe some new techniques I shall venture into with that as well, which I will share with you as I do it. Hopefully. Let's have a quick look, see what else people are saying. Yeah, Steve just saying thanks. Oh, why is that popping in and out? That shouldn't be doing that. Stop it. Sorry about that. Oh, don't do that. Behave. Yes, Steve's just saying there, thanks. As James said, it's the wrong Mark. This is the Mark 7 version. So yeah. Garage is saying, just spray the engines for the Catalina, waiting for them to dry out, and I'll give them a wash and dirty up. Lovely. One of the best parts of doing airplanes, isn't it? Gary's saying that he really wants to get a diorama done this year. Cool. That'd be good. Scaly Morning saying, good morning all. Late on parade, broadband issues. Yeah, there are a few of those around today. Mate, I wouldn't worry. Nice to be you with me. 21 people watching, so please make sure you say hello and get involved in the chat. Dave is there saying, this year I plan to continue bumbling along in a fog of inept. On the model front, I have plans to put together a diorama depicting an artillery driver from World War One to represent an ancestor. Yes, interesting watching what you've been doing there, Dave. Really cool. Stuart's Scale Models say good morning. Good morning, Stuart. Hope you're well. And Mark's just asking Gary a question. How did you get the masking? Get on masking those windows? I have a Black Cat version, one in the stash. And he's answered there for you. He said, Maskell and gin, lots of gin. Yes, I wouldn't recommend that, of course. But yes, it is one way. So there you go. We're up to date with the chat. Like I say, we're just going to quickly go around and do this base. Where am I up to? I want a little bit of that. So I'm just making a lot of mess on a palette. And just for those that have just joined, I am using a water-based oils to create the base that I'm doing here, or the effect that I'm doing here. So yeah, there you go. And what colors we're using? We're using a dark blue, a medium blue, some white, and some green. And what we're trying to do, a little unsuccessfully in places, just trying to make it look like there's a nice bit of churning up going on our Corvette. So yeah, I've got a few diorama ideas, not many this year, but a couple I want to do. I'm not going to say much about them at the moment, but it's a mixture of stuff that I want to get done this year. A real big mixture. So there's some sci-fi stuff. There's something I've always wanted to do is a bit of railway. So there's a bit of railway going on. There's a little bit of aircraft going on. There's a bit of land, a bit of sea. Yeah, all sorts of stuff I'd really want to try and attempt this year. Not sure I'm going to get all of it done, without a doubt. But, well, we can only wait and see, can't we? So, of course, the other reason I'm using an oil paint that is water-based is there's no solvents involved here. So the smell is not terrible. I've not got anything that is eating into my base material. Not at the moment, anyway. So we put some blue in. We're going to put some green in here as well. And then we're going to just come in with a little bit of a lighter blue. Sorry, I've gone all quiet, haven't I? I do apologise. Can't talk with me mouth and my tongue hanging out, I think is what they're saying. So even with the camera up at a high level, it's still difficult to do this. But hey, that's all right. Like I say, this is just the base colour at the moment. What we'll do is we will go back over this with a little bit more structural gel. Now, when I do the structural gel again, I'll put some colour in it, so to like get the bow waves and all that sort of thing going on. I've forgotten where I am now on this. I've jumped ahead a little bit here. Right. Clean my brush. A lot going on in this brush, poor thing. All right, chat. Let's have a quick look where we're at with chat. Come on. Mark saying, does the water-based ones dry quicker, James, compared to the oil-based? And are they better to work with? I think that they dry quicker, yes. Certainly, if you mix them with a little bit of water, you can use alcohol as well, I believe, but I wouldn't recommend it. It's a bit of a pain to do. But yes, they do dry quicker overall, and I think for more than anything else, it's not so much the ease of work; it's more the case of the smell. Because obviously you're sitting here with tinners. You don't really want to sit with tinners as a constant breathing in, do you? And who wants to sit with a gas mask on, really? So yeah, I think they're better personally, and they're just a little bit easier to clean up after as well, I think. But it's just my opinion. Horses for courses, Mark. Really. Stuart's just saying that I'm doing well, and the kits I have had in this week are the ICM Battle of Britain set with the T34, 85, and the King Tiger, and Edward's new BF 109. Cool, it'll be good to see you modelling again. Been away for a little while. I'm sure getting yourself sorted. So yeah, very nice. Some nice selection there. Mark's just saying as well, very nice, Stuart. Have you thought about some Gundam kits to build to keep your modelling going? I think that may be aimed at Stuart, but yeah, we'll see. Steve's just saying to Mark, I stand corrected. The Das boat was a U-boat 96, which I have just looked, and it was indeed. Oh, was it? It was a Type 7C. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, okay, cool. Oh, looks like Mark's just challenged Steve into making it a Das boat. Connor Man's just creeping in, saying good freaking morning. How's everyone so far? Everyone is fine. Need of coffee, I think, to be honest with you, Connor Man. So this is where we're at so far. Let me just quickly show you the ins and outs. So the front part I'm happy with. We've got a nice distinction there of the darker blue and our waves. It's good base colours. And then we go round to a little bit more of a wash going on. A crazy mix of different colours. But I'm quite happy with that. And then we get to the back. And it goes a little bit. I'm not overly happy with that. I'm going to have to come back at that a little bit more, I think. So yeah, there we go. We've got 3/4 of the way around the model. Oh, around the base rather. So I'm just going to do this last bit. And then we'll see what we can do from there. Stuart's just replying there to the question that Gundam kits are really not my cup of tea, but thank you for the suggestion. And Quanaman says, I prefer caffeine. Gundam kits are, they're an interesting thing to do. I mean, the little band I think I've just been doing, that's been fun. I've got to be honest. I've enjoyed doing it. But I'm a bit with Stuart, really. It's not something I've tried. I can't say it's not my thing because I haven't really tried it. But yeah, it's not something that overly appeals to me. But you never say never, do you? You can't really. So I'm just going around with a bit of the darker colour blue on our base. Hope Colin's woken up this morning. I hope he's not still asleep. He's not in the chat yet. He may be busy, or Dave for that matter, actually. We miss you. Where are you? If you're watching, make sure you say hello. I know sometimes they can be getting themselves ready because obviously Colin and Dave are on after me at 12:30, which is not that far away, funny enough. Goes quick when you're having fun, doesn't it? So all I'm doing, literally, like I said, is different colours. Base colours on for our base, because we will be at some stage, once we've got our Corvette with our recognition numbers on, she can then sit in the base. And then we can get her done. Right, all I want to do now is a little bit more of the white. Oh, yeah, like that, didn't I? Made it into a bit of a lighter blue. By accident more than anything else, I think. She's good because we can go over some of this. It's a little bit too stark for me, I think. Now, what I will do, Mark was saying about airbrushing, what I probably will do at the end, just thinking about it, I may well, where you do your base color, your figure, and then you highlight it with a bit of grey or white, I might try that as well on this. For our waves at the top. My paintbrush is so loaded up with paint, different colours. That's better. That's better. I'm happy with that now. So there you go. We have got to the point I think I'm happy with for now. These, like I say, these are just base colours. So no big deal. So this is our base for our, let me come out a little bit. There you go. This is our base for our Corvette. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back in here into this area with a bit of the green, I think. Oh, that's a little bit too much. But like I say, you can play with this. You can leave it alone, let it dry, and then come back at it. with a little bit more at some point. Although I just got a load of oil paint all over myself, so bear with me while I clean myself. Right, so there you go. What do you think? Doesn't take much to do. Like I say, it's given me a fairly good base to work from. This will now sit and dry for a bit. I'll give it a good 24 hours, although it probably won't need that much. And then we'll slot our boat in. What I might be able to do, and maybe I shouldn't do this, but why not? What could go wrong, right? So there you go. That is our Corvette. I'll turn that around the other way. That might be better. Give you a better view. That is the Corvette in our Seascape. And as you can see, there's quite a lot of gaps at the back here. So that will all be filled in with structural gel, coloured structural gel. And then we can make our bow waves, etc., etc. There we go. Let me show you this side as well. But that is literally just rested in there for the moment, just to give you the effect. So there you go. That's where we're up to. Let me put this back before I break it. And that's that bit done for today. I hope that's been of some use to you all. Let's have a quick look at the... I'm going to change the camera because that is going to annoy me. I think we are going to change this camera a little bit. Anyway, so yeah, that's the base work done that I was going to do today. So that's good. Let's just check. Was there... Quantum Man Studio saying that the peaks of the waves you can use a little better snow products. On the very tips, I've seen some people have great success. Yeah, I'm going to play with it. I'm going to try different things. Dave's just saying, Steve, you mentioned earlier creating picture albums ready for the end of the year. Can you clarify where the albums are created, stored in the albums? Some we need to create Facebook. Yes. Yes, I can do that for you. Let me share. We'll go over to the Facebook page. I'll show you exactly how to do that. So we come out of that. Right, okay, so this is our main, going on to our main homepage for the Model Officers Mess. As you can see, that's our banner. And then here, announcements. So there's any news for the group you need to keep up to date with, you can always click on that. But if it's relatively important, I don't know, I put a post up about a particular group build starting or coming to an end, I generally will pin it, but you can't always pin everything all at the same time. So announcements, keep an eye on that. If you go into more, you'll find the media album, which you click on, and that takes you to the photos that are on the Model Officers Mess. And then obviously in the album section are all the albums that have been made. So for example, as you can see here, we've got some of our guys who have entered their golf builds. So if I just click on this is Sims. I'm not picking on anyone particular, but this is what we need you to do. There's the kit. This is Simon. Simon's got his kit there. It's not been started. He's got his laptop there showing the date, etc. And there's no question that those kits haven't been started. So that's the start of your album. That's your entry, if you like. And then as you go along, so like we've got this one here, which is Stu's Gulf War. This is obviously his entries done the same. Stuart Bremer has done the same. This is the kit that I'm going to build, and this is a proof of the date, etc. And then he's just taken pictures of the build as he goes along, showing how he's done particular things. Now, if you do something to the kit that's, I know you add a bit of scratch building or something, just where, you know, like here, I can see he's put some extra bits and pieces in. Just make a comment in there when you post a picture up. Just say, "Oh, this is the interior of the aircraft. I've had a bit of wire or a bit of detail that's missing, or I've corrected something," or yeah, just pop it in there, because then we can follow exactly what you're doing, and yeah, we may pick up some tips, etc. So yeah, so that's where you'll find your albums. If you want to create an album, then just obviously at the top here it does say create an album. You click on that. It'll ask you to put an album name in the description. You can say, for example, the album name. This is my Gulf War entry. In the description, the kit that I'm choosing to use is the Atelier M1 or whatever it is, whatever goes in there. And then just click this button here, which says upload pictures. So that will come pictures from your device, and you can upload. And when you upload them, obviously you can put a little description on each picture as to, oh, this is the first stage, or I've done this, or whatever. You can just, as much information as you can. That'd be lovely, because then we can follow you. That's all it's about. And then what we will do, for example, at the coming to the end of the Gulf War group build, for example, here, this is the Sea Warfare that we did last year, and it's a reveal album. Now, this is where I ask you at the end of your build, where you've finished everything else, is to pop in 2 or 3 pictures of your build, just so we could see that, you know, you've done it. So as you can see here, John's posted up a couple of pictures of his finished model. It should be only 3, purely because I want everyone to have a chance to get their work in there. So that's the reveal album shown to you. So yeah, really simple, an easy way of doing it. And like I say, it just creates, gives us the ability to get involved with what you're doing, what your projects are, and maybe pick up some tips and tricks along the way. Is always a good thing. I hope that helped. So stop sharing that now. So yeah, there you go, Dave. I hope that helped. If you have any problems, then obviously just give one of the admins a shout. Myself, Pops, Johnny, Steve, and Carl, and Nat, I believe, as well. We're all admins to the group, and they'll answer any questions. If they're not quite sure, they can always come to me for clarification if they want to, but they're pretty hot, the admins. So yeah, or just pop a question up in the discussion. I'm not quite sure how to do this. Can one of the admins talk me through it? So there you go. Ron Hetman's in the house, and good morning, James. I managed to get you on YouTube, mate. Excellent. Mark Ewing's just saying there, oh, that's interesting. I want a U-boat now. He's talking about doing the DAS boat. Yes, definitely. Do it. Buy one, Mark. Conor saying it's almost 7 o'clock here. Is that in the evening or in the morning? And Conor just saying I'm pretty supersizing just how fast you got that water effect done. Yeah, it's not a long process to get the base colors in. It's not a hard thing to tackle. If you wanted to give it a go. And like I say, what we'll do now is once that boat's finished, I'll pop it in and I'll add in the structural gel around the boat to build the water surface up, so we can hide the holes. Because making the hole in the base is always the difficult bit. But yeah, it's super easy. It really isn't that hard at all. And the more you play with it, the more fun it is, if I'm honest. Steve's just saying I've looked up the Type 7, and there's so many different images, as in the different armaments it had. Yeah, they were very progressive in the way the U-boats moved along. He's also saying that's looking good, James. Thank you very much. Mark's saying it's looking good, James. Thank you very much. Colin, yay, nice work. Thank you, Colin. Thanks for joining us. Plastic Monkey is also a morning, Dan and Colin. Morning, Plastic. Hope you're well. Morning, Paul. And that's it. We're all up to date with the chats. So yeah, it's not a technique I'm brilliant with. Don't get me wrong. One thing I have learned is, for me personally, I probably will try and avoid pouring a water effect around the subject, because the last one I did on the dock, although I'm happy with it to a point, there were a few mistakes that I made with it as well, but it's all a learning process. But using a base like this and a bit of structural gel, I find personally it's a lot easier, but it really depends on the size of your piece, doesn't it? If you've got one of the smaller scale models, then a great way is to just get a base, take a little bit of a groove out where your boat's or ship's going to go, get some tin foil, scrunch up some tin foil, and then lay it on top of a bit of foam or whatever it is you're using, and that will give you all the wrinkles and bits and pieces for your sea effect. And that literally is just paint then, and you can airbrush that, or you can oil paint it. I would airbrush it if it's that size. I mean, we're talking small boats. I do have one here somewhere, actually, under the side. What scale was that? Bear with me. Yeah, so if you've got a 1/700 scale, for example, one of these sort of kits, fun builds, won't take you long to do, but you can get your seascape, bit of tin foil, etc. Easy peasy, and that goes in there quite nicely. So yeah, another project another day. But yeah, it's quite easy to do. And like I say, with the styrofoam, if you cut it out, and I'll be honest, when I cut this out, I think I may have gone a little bit too deep. I can build that back up. It's no big deal. So yeah, we'll stick with that for the time being. So there we go. That's where we're up to. Just looking at our bits and pieces. Quite just saying it's meant to be surprising. Auto Carrots got him again. Yeah, no, I understood what that meant. Yeah, it's surprising. Basically, that's you can. Maybe what I should do is I will try and do a seascape with an airbrush. Show you how quickly it comes together with airbrush. Pretty much the same, if I'm honest. For me, when I started playing with it, the thought was that the oils would be easier to blend and make into the basic colors I wanted pretty quickly. So, which it seems to have worked reasonably well. So, and I have not practiced that. That's pick some colors up, get a brush, give it a go. And for me, I think that's going to be a little bit of a resolution for me this year. Is I'm going to try my best to stop pontificating about new techniques and stuff. Just crack on. That's going to be my motto for this year. Crack on. So yeah. Anyway, Plastic Monkey's just saying yes, thank you. You're welcome. Kind of said, don't forget everyone that there's own way to do their models and maybe work for you, or maybe not. That's very true. Yes. Don't whatever fits you and whatever you feel more comfortable with is how you should make your models. Don't follow somebody because they know all, because they don't. This is just one of many techniques there are to do it. And this is the one I happen to try today. So hopefully it's inspiring you in some form or something along those lines. Anyway, I'm waffling. So it is 19 people watching. We are an hour and 15 minutes into our show. I am going to start looking towards wrapping up. For me, just messages, because everyone should send you a message while you're live. That wasn't an invitation. But yeah, so that's all I wanted to do today. I will be, like I say, I will be hopefully mucking around with cameras and settings and bits and pieces. We've got a couple of things in which I want to review, get out there, and I want to get this done off the bench because I've got the next project there, with the aim being that on a Sunday, what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend an hour with you on a Sunday, just doing a project that I'm doing, and you can drop in and see where I'm at with it. A little bit like when I did the sacrifice over the altar of freedom, that sort of build series as such, and a little friendly chat. I think that's the way we're going to go for 2021. Anyway, on that note, don't forget that obviously Colin is on in just under 20 minutes time with the great lovely Dave, and there is the Guru, Modeling Guru. He will be on at some stage, I think this afternoon, about 3 or 4, something like that. And I've forgotten, if I'm honest. Sorry, guys. Anyone that's watching that's got something going on, I've forgotten where my list is, so I've forgotten exactly who's doing what, when, and how. But there's loads going on Sunday as per usual. So until next week, keep a lookout for what's going on. Until next week, we'll see you then. Bye-bye.